Kenny, Chris Smith, and Sharry Markson, who's dancing a baby in a tummy right now, are all here as well. One and all, good evening to you.
If Labor wins, you are going to have to make DJ Albo a weekly segment. You've got 3 years of DJ Albo.
Look, and I'll gladly do it from whatever cell they're going to try and put me in. I'll scratch it on the wall and I'll get it out there. All right, lads, thank you very much for joining us as well. Chris Kenny, let's start with you. You've heard my summation about what to look for tomorrow night. It's absolute here. 2PP is people making stuff up. They're both in the mid-30s. They both need preferences. And this early vote means it's a crapshoot and nothing is inevitable.
Yeah, absolutely. So many minor parties, especially fracturing on the right of politics. No one really knows where those preferences will go, how strongly they'll flow to the coalition. So if they outdo what the pollsters have been predicting, and let's face it, most of what they're doing is a guess. It's based on what's happened in previous years, but this year is different. There's many more of these minor parties and independent preferences. So they'll decide the election in a whole bunch of crucial seats. I think what we're seeing in the polls is exactly what a lot of us predicted right at the start. That is a hardening towards the coalition, a dropping off of Labor. But what we're seeing in a lot of the key polls, especially Newspoll, you haven't seen the Liberal primary vote, the coalition primary, go up as much as you'd expect. Now, if you look at the trend of everything, it's heading that way. The question is whether that's happening now in the ballot box or whether it's all come too late. I still, the way I've watched this debate, the way I've watched the arguments throughout the campaign, I still find it difficult to believe that this government would be thrown out. I just don't think the Australian population are that reckless. We know it's been tough. We know we've got through better than most other countries. We know most people in Western democracies would kill to be in Australia's position. And Labor's campaign has really insulted Australian voters. It's just been a pathetic and implausible attack against Scott Morrison, trying to make him to be some sort of scoundrel, and they've offered no real plan for the future. So I think, and there's no data to back me up, it's just my assessment of Australian politics and the campaign we've seen. I think a lot of Australians tomorrow who haven't been telling the pollsters they're going to vote coalition, who haven't been really hardening their views, will vote for the coalition. Perhaps more, I think more than the polls are showing in their primary vote, but certainly, as you say, flowing through in that crucial second preference.
Again, who knows? But I think if anyone's still saying undecided now, that's code for I'm going to stick with what they got, right?
Yeah.
Because if Labor for 3 years, they've made their case and they either have or haven't closed the gap.